You know that moment when you wake up and your head is pounding like a drum solo, and everything just feels wrong? That was me, Leo Vance. I woke up to this pale, thin morning light, and the room smelled like expensive perfume, not the usual coffee and detergent mix of my tiny apartment. I was trying to piece together the blurry fragments of the night before, thinking maybe I had one too many whiskeys at the mandatory company gala. But then I turned my head, and my heart simply stopped. Lying right beside me, still dressed in last night's silk blouse and pencil skirt, was Vivian Hayes, the CEO, the woman whose face was on every business magazine, the one they called the Ice Queen of Viridian Systems, the one who walked through our halls like winter itself, untouchable. As she was in my bed, my life, before that moment, was measured in careful budgets and small victories. I was 35, a mid-level IT tech, a ghost who fixed other people's creative computer disasters. My evenings were spent helping my 13-year-old sister, June, with her algebra homework. Our parents died when she was little, and I traded my half-finished computer science degree and my ambition for the absolute stability June needed. Our apartment had clanging radiators and water stains, but it was ours, and my job, my invisibility, kept us safe. Vivian Hayes existed on a different planet. She inherited Viridian at 28 and turned it into a global powerhouse. People said she never smiled. People said she fired executives without blinking. I'd seen her maybe 3 times in 7 years, but that was the armor. The CEO everyone knew. Nobody knew about the nights she spent alone in her penthouse, or that she was secretly terrified, exhaustively terrified, that someone would see through the facade and realize she was just as lost as the rest of us. The company's anniversary gala was mandatory. I wore the only suit I owned, felt awkward, and just tried to stay by the buffet. That's where it happened. I didn't see who did it, but somewhere between the crystal chandeliers and the white tablecloths, someone spiked my champagne. 20 minutes later, the world was spinning. Vivian, I later learned, was going through her own ordeal, cornered by the CFO, Senator Cole. Near the bar, a guy who stood to lose millions if her new contract went through. He was busy slipping something into her wine. We found each other in a dimly lit hallway, both of us desperate to escape, both recognizing the sheer panic in the other's eyes. It was pure, primal instinct, older than any paycheck or promotion. I saw a woman in danger, and when 2 dark-suited men, not hotel security, appeared, I grabbed her hand and ran. We tumbled out a side exit into the rain, and I drove. I drove us away in my beat-up 10-year-old sedan, just away from those men, away from the hotel, away from whatever corporate rot was happening. We ended up at my apartment because it was the only place my drugged mind could think of. I helped her to the couch, and then the world went black. Now morning. Where am I? Her voice, stripped of its corporate edge, was fragile. I told her, my apartment. I'm Leo Vance. I work in IT. Her executive mind fought through the fog, assessing the risk. Then came the first chilling detail. Her phone and purse were gone. My personal laptop, which I never touched for work, was open on the kitchen table. Someone had tried to access my work files. I walked to the window. The security camera by the building entrance had been spray-painted black. This wasn't random, not a joke. This was planned. They wanted us vulnerable, together, to frame the appearance of a scandal. Why? I asked, talking more to myself. She looked at me then, really looked at my cheap apartment and my rumpled discount suit. You really don't know who I am, do you? She whispered, I'm about to sign a contract that will shift 30% of company control away from the board. There are people who stand to lose a lot of money, a lot of power. They could stop the contract. They could destroy me. I felt the cold reality sink in. Then the slap. They probably picked you specifically, she added, without malice. Just brutal honesty. Someone expendable. Someone whose reputation wouldn't matter if this all went public. I swallowed the anger. She was right. I was expendable. So what do you want to do? She straightened up, the CEO steel returning. I need to go off the grid. She looked me dead in the eye. I know this is insane. I know you have no reason to help me, but right now, you're the only person I'm certain isn't part of this. My sister, June, my careful, small life. But then I thought about those men, about my home being violated, about being a pawn. Okay, I heard myself say, but we do this smart. And if things get dangerous, if June gets pulled into this at all, I'm out. The next hour was spent planning. Then my work computer chimed an HR email, urgent investigation required. Someone had filed a complaint. They had fake security footage showing me forcing her into my car. They're framing you too, Vivian said, reading over my shoulder, making it look like you're the aggressor. The injustice of it, 7 years of hard work, destroyed in a single email. The enemy was clear. Senator Cole, Vivian stated, pulling up files on her personal tablet. My CFO, he loses the most. He has access to your records, including your address. The kind of man who viewed people as chess pieces and didn't care which ones he sacrificed. The news hit her tablet next. CEO Vivian Hayes' whereabouts unknown following bizarre company event. The whisper campaign had started. He's moving fast, she whispered. By tonight, they'll suspend me. Then we disappear, I decided, standing up. Not permanently. Long enough to find proof. I can't just, yes, you can. I cut her off. You're rich, you're visible. Every card, every account, they'll track it. But you're with me. I know how to be invisible. It's what people like me do every day. That problem-solving part of my IT brain was finally kicking into high gear. We moved fast. I called June's friend's mom, spun a story about an emergency. Vivian borrowed my old, oversized sweatshirt and jeans, pulling her hair into a ponytail. She looked like someone's sister, someone completely ordinary. We left before noon, my old car rattling into the open road. The CEO and the IT guy running from a conspiracy, just hoping my invisibility could save her empire. We stopped at a gas station somewhere outside the city. While I filled the tank, Vivian went inside. She came back with 2 cups of terrible instant coffee and a bag of chips. I didn't know what kind you liked, she said, almost shyly. Our fingers brushed as I took the coffee. An invisible wall had just developed its first crack. That night, holed up in a cheap motel off the highway, we sat on separate beds, eating pizza. Your life sounds exhausting, I noted, watching her laugh, an actual, normal laugh after wiping tomato sauce from her chin. It is, she admitted. Every day is a performance. I haven't had a real friend since college. She met my eyes. You don't want anything from me. That's why I'm trusting you. You're wrong about one thing, I countered. I do care. Just not about the CEO part. I care about the person who looked terrified in that hallway last night. Sleep didn't come easy. I lay there, listening to her breathing, wondering if I'd made a terrible mistake. But across the room, Vivian was staring at the ceiling, thinking about the man who helped her without question, someone who just wanted to help. A feeling she'd forgotten existed. Morning brought rain, and we knew we had less than 30 hours. We had to find proof.
Morning brought rain, and the news was worse. Senator Cole had the narrative locked down. The board was meeting tomorrow. We needed concrete proof, and fast. I knew I couldn't hack the hotel system from a cheap motel, but I could call in a favor. I dialed a number I hadn't used in 3 years. Dave. It's Leo. Yeah, listen, I need help with something. Dave, my IT buddy I once covered for after a server crash. I was calling in that debt. While Vivian used a tablet to dig into Cole's company finances, I waited for Dave to remotely access the hotel security system. We worked in that cramped room, rain drumming against the window, building our case piece by piece. Then Dave called back. You were right, Leo. The footage is fake. AI composite. The original shows you helping her. And get this, the same IP address that uploaded the fake footage also accessed Cole's home network. I'm sending you everything now. But be careful, man. These people play for keeps. The evidence arrived in my inbox like a bomb. Time-stamped logs, financial paper trails, digital fingerprints leading straight back to Senator Cole. We have him, Vivian whispered, relief washing over her face. But then her tablet chimed. A text from her personal assistant. Cole knows you're investigating. He's hired people to find you. The relief turned to ice. We need to move, I said. Now. They're threatening June. Vivian's face went hard. No, we are done running. She stood up, commanding even in my oversized sweatshirt. We are going to finish this tonight. Running wouldn't protect June, only ending Cole completely would. The black SUV found us on an empty stretch of highway. Tinted windows, closing fast. I saw the man inside reach for something. Hold on. I slammed the gas pedal, my old car protesting, swerving onto an exit ramp. It was a desperate, chaotic escape, running red lights, cutting through a crowded mall parking lot. Finally, we lost them among the hundreds of cars. For now, we were safe, but Cole was desperate, and desperate men do dangerous things. We can't keep running, Vivian said, catching her breath. Then we go on offense. That night, holed up in a different motel, we made the final plan. I would hack the board meeting's video system. We'd broadcast the evidence live, make it public, make it impossible to hide. It was risky, borderline illegal, but it was our only shot. I worked through the night, building back doors into systems I had no business accessing. Vivian watched me, and in the blue glow of the laptop screen, she finally saw what I was: brilliant, focused, capable. Why IT? She asked during a break. You're clearly capable of more. I didn't look up. My parents died. June needed stability. Not all of us get to choose between ambition and responsibility. Some of us just get responsibility and make the best of it. She felt something crack open in her chest. Guilt, recognition. I'm sorry, she whispered, for not seeing you. For not seeing any of you. You're seeing me now, I replied softly. The moment stretched, fragile and real. Then Vivian did something she hadn't done in years. She reached out and took my hand. Thank you for helping me, for trusting